Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sin City. We are live tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series, here only on Knapp Daddy Racing. Welcome back as always. My name is Hunter Foley. I've got my broadcast partner Jonathan Smith up here in the booth with me tonight, and we are absolutely ecstatic to be bringing you this race here tonight. Vegas is going to be chaos. It is going to be a good time, and we are looking forward to seeing everything that comes out of this race. First and foremost, before we get this thing rolling in here, I want to make sure that we give a huge shout out to our series sponsor. Series sponsor is going to be Sunbelt Rentals. Sunbelt Rentals, huge shout out to them for being our series sponsor, making sure that these guys can be out here, that they can enjoy this race, that there's some payouts, that we can be up here in the booth broadcasting for y'all. We really appreciate them. Sunbelt Rentals is all around the country. If you have any sort of construction needs, whether that is for your home, for your business, commercial, industrial, or otherwise, be sure to check out Sunbelt Rentals. I've been in the construction industry myself for the last 4 years, and anytime I've had to deal with Sunbelt Rentals, I've been treated with nothing but absolute professionalism, true class, and knowledge on their subject. So if you need any sort of construction, equipment, information, anything like that, be sure to check out Sunbelt Rentals, and they'll make sure they take care of you. Again, huge shout out to Sunbelt Rentals for being our series sponsor this year. Myself and John, we make up Knapp Daddy Racing. Knapp Daddy Racing is the channel you are watching this race on, so be sure that you subscribe, that you leave a like on the stream, and mostly that you comment, that you leave a shout out for your favorite driver. We're going to be shouting them out as the stream goes on. I know a lot of these drivers love to go back and watch these broadcasts as they happen after the fact, and they love to hear the shout outs. It's cool to know you got friends, family, things like that out there watching you. So huge shout out to all of you. We got 14 people in the stream already, so thank you very much for being out here. But Knapp Daddy Racing, we not only do broadcasting, but you can also find us on TikTok doing our own thing, doing design streams, doing our own races. You can also check out our website, knappdaddyracing.com, if you need any sort of new custom designs or templates or logos or anything like that. They are over there on knappdaddyracing.com. Be sure to go over there and check it out. If you want to support, you can also buy a t-shirt and a hat. So we appreciate it very much. We already got some comments in here. We got Brian Gibbons saying, let's go. Frank Marchese, I really hope I'm saying that right. He says the Italian Stallion. That is quite a thing to live up to there. We got Rusty Rafferty saying, let's go RER. Minnie saying, Frank makes me cheesy. Nathan Fox, hello everyone. Go Bontrager and all the Rogue Energy boys. Frankie, he's our guy. If he can't do it, no one can. Frank Marchese has a cheering team out here in the comment side that is awesome to see. But before we get this thing up and going, let me kick it over to my broadcast partner, John Smith. John, talk to us about Las Vegas.
Yeah, man, Vegas is a fun track. It's a good 1.5 mile track. It's going to be pretty fast. Nice round oval shape. I'm trying to turn off the comms here really quick. Forgot to do that after my race last night, but pretty quick around the oval track. You're not going to know you're burning them up until you're actually burning them up. You're going to be running pretty hard into these corners, and a lot of people slide up, and that's when you really start to burn those tires off, not knowingly sometimes. So it's going to be guys that are trying to maintain, trying to keep the tires underneath them, not slide up. We're going to get to some keys for the race here in a second, but looking forward to a good night here at Las Vegas.
It is sure to be a doozy out here. We've broadcasted a couple of Vegas races in the past, and you never really know what you're going to get out here, I feel like. Like, you're either going to have really close racing, or you're going to see them spread out pretty early, and it's just going to be all speed all the way through. But we're also going to be making some picks here in the next couple of minutes as these guys get under their qualifying laps to try to see who we think is going to win the race. Be sure that you shout out in the comments. I know we have already got some people out there cheering for their people, but be sure you let us know in the comments who you think is going to win the race. I got to be honest. I think this is going to be really, really tight. We saw so many people last week at Daytona who were fast, and it's just going to be super interesting. We obviously had let me see here. I'm looking to pull up the race list right here. Had Justin Combs win the race last week at Daytona, won it on the last lap, fought his way through a ton of traffic to make that happen. We also had a ton of other people that were really fast and showed a ton of speed. Greg McConey was very fast all night. Christopher and Kenneth McCullough were both very, very fast. Had some people also catch some bad luck last week at Daytona, so gonna be really interesting to see how this thing plays out.
Yeah, one of the guys I'm watching out for tonight too is Kraig Bontrager. He had some bad luck at Daytona last week, looking to bounce back. Did really good in the Clash. Had some bad luck there as well. It seemed like he has a target paint on the side of his car, but hopefully he can bounce back here tonight at Vegas. It's a good track to do it. It's either going to be, I mean, I think there's either going to be spread out racing throughout or it's going to be tight for the most part. I really think that pit strategy here is what's going to win you the race and keep you up front.
Yeah, and we do have some pit strategy that is going to come into play. So we're doing 134 laps here tonight at Vegas. It's 1.5 miles around the track each time, 20 degrees of bank in the turns, about 9 degrees in the front stretch and the back stretch. We're going to have stage breaks at lap 35 and lap 70. There is also points for whoever is leading the race at the time of the stage break, but I think, like you were saying, the pit strategy is going to play a huge role in whoever pulls this thing out tonight. We've got Minnie again saying Frank the Tank, the Italian Stallion. That man could drive my car anytime. And Shasta Jewel 36 saying, even all, good luck tonight to the Rogue Energy guys.
Yeah, Rogue Energy had those nice paint schemes out there last time. You know how we like some paint schemes, but you have to excuse me a little bit, trying to get over a little cold that we've been dealing with for the past weekend here. So I'm trying not to lose my voice over it, but we're going to power on through for these guys here. I'm excited, man. I like Vegas a lot. There's these white lines on the track that you can probably see here. If you ever get a chance, you can go do the Richard Petty driving experience, which I don't know if it's called that at every track. I know it's Charlotte, and I believe Atlanta it's called that. But you can go pay a fee. They put you in like a 15-minute class about how to drive a race car, and they'll put you out in the track, and you can go about 150 miles per hour, Charlotte at least, and rip it up. But those white lines are where they tell you to stay in between because that's supposed to be the best line to run. You're going to see some guys deviate from that tonight in a lot of places, but I'm excited to see what happens. Hopefully not burn up the tires too much. It's going to be a struggle, especially sliding up the track going into these corners. You don't want to slide too much, don't want to turn the wheel too much. But if anybody can do it, I think Christopher McCullough and Kenneth McCullough Jr. showed really good promise last week. They might be able to pull off something here tonight.
We talked to them after the race last week, and I knew that they said that they are some super speedway fiends. You don't have a true super speedway here at Vegas, but it is still going to be really fast. So I do expect to see them do well. Other things to take into account out here is you got the track at 93 degrees, which I feel like is actually a little bit cool for Vegas. You do have the wind blowing at about 15 miles an hour, especially with some new updates that iRacing has done here recently. The wind plays a lot more of a factor, how it impacts your car, how it makes it adjust on the track and going toward the wall. Lots of differences there, so going to be interesting to see how these guys play through that. Some other people to keep an eye on as we are going through this thing here. We did see our race admin, Cody Bullock, have a little bit of trouble last week at Daytona, but expecting to see a big bounce back out of him tonight. And then we also have a newcomer into the league tonight, the number 98, Jamie Horn. We've worked with Jamie Horn in another league and know he is very, very fast and does an excellent job of saving tires, which is going to be a huge benefit for him here at Vegas.
Yeah, I know Jamie pretty well. I've raced him quite a bunch, and he's pretty fast, man. The guy knows how to save tires. He knows strategy very well, knows where to put his car and when to put his car in that place. So he's definitely a guy to look out for tonight. Also looking for Justin Combs to get another good win here. Garrett Fox, who was your winner at the Clash at Langley. showed really good speed last week. I think he's going to be a guy to look out for as well. Greg McConey, repping that McConey last name. I can't ever count out a McConey. I know how good their setup shop is. We are not sponsored by McConey Setup Shops, but it would be nice. So, Greg, I know it's not directly your business, but family business. Tell them to give us a shout.
We've got IZA Killa in the comments saying, let's go and go number 5. Out here rooting for Justin Combs, who looks like he has qualified in the 3rd position. We have 21 drivers signed up tonight to run Vegas here with us. We will get to those standings here in just a second. But I do believe we have a couple of keys to the race that we wanted to talk about before we get really rolling on this thing.
Yeah, for sure. Some keys to the race. We talked about it earlier. Saving your tires is number one. I mean, like I said, you don't know that you're really burning your tires up at this track until it's too late. You're going to see losing a lot of speed on the straights and see a lot of passes being made on that back straightaway there coming out of the corner. Some people have certain devices on their sim rig where they can actually feel the bumps on the gravel and the concrete asphalt, and you can kind of tell your tires are sliding. Other people rely on the wheel and the feel of it and some of the sound for hepatics to know if they're burning up too much tire, but that is definitely something to watch out for here. Another one is try to keep it clean. Keep it clean, stay out of trouble. Sorry, my mic just about fell here. As we saw at Daytona, you got to keep it clean, got to stay out of trouble, keep the car in one piece to make it to the end. You can't win the race if you don't lead the last lap, and Justin Combs showed that last week, taking the pass in the last turn, really, turn 3 and 4, to come around and take the win. So there's your keys to the race. Those guys are going to have to follow them and try to get to the checkered flag here tonight to pick up week 2 win for the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series.
Yeah, and I think stay out of trouble is going to be the real emphasis there. A lot of people are going to be showing a lot of different strategies here at Vegas. Some people are going to be trying to get up to the front early and just try to stay out there. You're going to see other people trying to hang back and save tires, kind of see what they can figure out, and basically just be making a plan for the end of this race. And in the last 20 laps, be trying to make a move. But these guys do have one faster pair out there tonight, so if they do get into some trouble, that they can go ahead and get that fixed. But it will be interesting to see the strategy on that as well, because it is going to be, if you do end up having to use your faster pair early, then if something happens later in the race, then you're up a particular creek without a paddle. So we'll be interested to see how that plays out. Jacob Longzine in the comments saying, let's go number 5. Justin Combs has him a cheer squad out here tonight. Got Brian Givens again saying Frank Marchese. I hope I'm saying Marchese right. He said Italian Stallion, so I'm going with Marchese is the key to the race. And then come on, number 23, let's get it from Dylan Welke out here cheering for Brandon Trush.
Definitely a good fan group that we have out here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and show the current point standings for the top 10 drivers right now. As of last week, coming into this race, Kenneth McCullough Jr. is going to be your first place or in points right now after that really, really strong run that he had last week. Followed closely by Aiden Wilson. Also had a strong run. Right now, I don't see, he has not qualified, so he'll be starting in the back, I believe. Justin Combs picked up that win last week. Going to put him in 3rd place. I believe we have Josh Hutnick, Chris McCullough, Ryan Moyer, followed by Chris Otto, Roger Diebold, Simon Grills, and James Merrill. That's going to round out your top 10 for the points coming into this week. We're going to try to provide a better point system going into next week where we can show more drivers. Show the cutoff line as the playoffs approach. These drivers will get to a round of 12, and the top 12 will advance, then to a round of 8, and they will battle it out for a championship later on this season. But until then, these guys got to drive good to get up into that cut line. And with that said, we are about to go grid up here now.
We are about to get gridded up. We still got the comments blowing up. Got 17 of y'all in here watching. So first of all, thank you very, very much for being here. Be sure that you leave a like on the stream. Be sure that you keep commenting and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series action. Got Minnie in here again saying 5th starting spot. That's my boy. And Brian Gibbons has him right where he wants him. Again, talking about Frank Marchese out there who's going to be starting in 5th place. We are going to pull up the starting positions here in just 1 second, but just so everyone has a better understanding of how the points break down for this series, you do get points obviously based on where you finish in the race. You also get stage points. 1st through 10th will get stage points, and that is going to be at lap 35 and lap 70. If you are in the top 10 when the stage ends, you do get some points for that. You get extra points for pole position. You get extra points for no incident points, meaning you don't end up in any accidents. You get points for most laps led, fastest race lap, and hard charger. Hard charger being the person that passes the most people during the race. Lots of ways to earn points here tonight. It's going to be really interesting to see how this thing plays out.
And the pace car is going. Why don't you read us off the grid here while I get us set up for the green flag?
I think I can handle that. So your pole winner for tonight going to be Jacob Hutnick in the number 77 car. Number 7, Jake Euler taking number 2. Justin Combs in 3rd place, your winner last week from Daytona. Christopher McCullough in 4th. Frank Marchese in 5th. Garrett Fox 6th. Tyler Justice 7. George Jewell 8. Kraig Bontrager number 9. Gonna be some teammates right there, starting at 8th and 9th. Greg McConey in the 83 car in 10th. Ryan Moyer 11th. Kenneth McCullough Jr. in 12th. Jay Vaught 13. James Fox the 2nd in 14th. Cody Bullock, race admin, qualifying in 15th. Jamie Horn, newcomer to the league, but not newcomer to iRacing, in 16th. Simon Grills, number 17. Brandon Trush, 18. Craig Knoll, 19. Aiden Wilson, 20. And James Muriel, 21st.
Beautiful. That was perfect timing. I think we're about to go green here. Pace car is off.
Pace car is off. Here we go. We are green flag racing for the 2nd points race for the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series. And what a jump by Jacob Hutnick. He just took off on him. Everybody else is trying to catch back up. He was your pole winner by almost 0.2 of a second on that time.
I'm looking at Justin Combs up here on the wall. It's going to cause some backup here with the 84 car.
And we've got our first caution.
I believe that's going to be the 23 car, Brandon Trush. Not sure what happened there. I have to go back and look and see what happened with Brandon Trush. We'll try to pull up a replay for you.
It'd be interesting to see what got that whole thing started there. Looking like he's still got it under power, so I don't know that he's in any particular trouble, but...
Looks like the 58 might have just bounced off the wall there a little bit and got him squeezed in between.
I believe I heard James Fox come over the radio, which is the number 58, and apologize for that one. We do have radio audio here tonight that we're able to hear of the drivers talking to one another. We're not going to be broadcasting that for good reason sometimes. These boys are all competitive. They want to win, and we don't want to get banned. So we're going to keep that to ourselves, and we'll do a little anger translate if we have to.
But that's still going to have Jacob Hutnick sitting out in the lead right now, followed by a fan favorite, Frank Marquise. Is it Marquise?
They said Italian sound. It's got to be Marquez.
Marquise. Somebody in the comments give us a correction here. I need to make sure I get this right. I don't want to mess up with the Italians. I've seen too many movies to know how that goes.
Looking like we do have Brandon Trush bringing it down on pit road to get his repairs there. And then another little update here. I don't know if it's an internet issue or something like that, but it does look like we have the number 63 of Craig Knoll, who has disconnected from the race.
I don't even remember. Yeah, he did get on the track. I'm seeing here where he jumped to the pits. I believe he was having internet issues earlier tonight. I know a lot of storms were moving across the U.S. right now. It was a little bit more western today. Now it's on the East Coast. I know here where we are located on the East Coast had just got hit pretty hard right before this broadcast started. I was kind of worried that we were going to lose some power and maybe not have internet for a second, given how shaky the infrastructure is around where I live at. But luckily, we are all good.
Now, looking like we've bounced back. The rain has stopped, and as you can see on the screen, no rain in Vegas. So we never did have the chance. I know we already had the comments out there cheered on their particular favorite drivers. Brian Gibbons, Marquise. I can handle that, I think.
Marquise. That's a lot easier than what I was saying, I think.
But I know we were talking about our favorites to win this race. Who do you think is going to be the one to bring it home tonight?
Should I pick Frank? I mean, would that be just like cherry picking a little bit?
I think the crowd would love it.
You know what? Give me Frank. Give me the number 2 car, Frank.
He wants him some Marquise.
Driving looks like we're showing 84 for him here. I'm not sure if that's a Trading Paints issue or if he's got a different paint scheme on tonight. I know Trading Paints was having some issues earlier this week. But give me Frank.
Got Dylan Wilkie in the comments saying with a comeback from the 23, he's expecting Brandon Trush to get back out there and get it done. I think I'm going to go with Garrett Fox as we go back under green here. Another huge jump from Jacob Hutnick. Garrett ran really, really well last week, so going to be interested to see how he can do, but I'm going to go with Garrett Fox.
It's a good pick. If I have to pick my trifecta, my patented trifecta here, I'm going with Frank at 1. Give me, oh, this is a tough one. Give me Jacob Hutnick at 2.
Okay.
And I'm saying Cody Bullock at 3. A drive from behind here.
Calling for a drive from behind for Cody Bullock. I'm not going to be the one picking the top 3, but we will see how that plays out for you. Jacob Hutnick just looking like he is absolutely in control of this thing right now. Got some battling going on back in the middle of the field, though. It's like Ryan Moyer there, caught in the middle of a 3-wide, just able to get out of it.
Yeah, he might try to push it 3-wide again. Oh, he's going to drift up, gets right behind him. Looking at the 36 car of George Jewell here. I believe that's the, I'm going to get it wrong, the blue raspberry car. I'm one of those people that call flavors by their color. That Kool-Aid tastes like blue to me. That Gatorade is red.
It's the red one.
Yeah.
It's the blue one.
The yellow one's definitely the best, though.
Oh, hard disagree. Light blue.
Tyler Justice gets a little bit clipped on the inside there. That's Greg McConey in the 83.
And they are 3 wide in the middle of the track. Oh, another little wobble there.
I heard somebody slide, and I believe they're able to save it.
It was the 33 of Tyler Justice. Got a little bit loose there in the middle of the track.
Looking at Jamie Horn cut that dog leg down there. He's done this track a time or two before, understands what it takes to get to the front. One of those guys that's going to pace a lot of this race and see how things play out, but I expect to see him near the front later on into the race.
For sure. We got Minnie again in the comments saying Marchese or Frankie. or the Italian Stallion?
Italian Stallion. Jamie Horn's trying to
Oh,
go
we got a
30
car in the
wide.
wall. We got a car in the wall.
That's the Italian Stallion right there. I believe got pushed up just a little bit inside the wall.
And looks like he has got it back under control, but he is sliding all the way back to the back of the pack right now. Looking like he's back up to speed right now, but he has now moved back to the 16th position.
Let's see if I can cut back to this replay really quick while we have some green flag. He got flipped a little bit by Justin Combs there.
Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out.
Yeah, it looks like Justin Combs got on the inside of him just a little bit. That's Frank again in the wall. I was trying to get you back to that action to see what happened. Frank having such a good run and then falling back so far. Usually not self-inflicted to fall back that far.
Looking like they just got together a little bit right there.
Oh. Let's see if I can get a view from over top.
Like he's going to be bringing it in there. I say it's kind of tough to see there exactly what happened.
That's the 10 of J Vault we're looking at. I believe he got just a little loose coming off that corner. Let's see if we can get you to a cockpit view of Jay's car.
Well, it looked like Jay snapped loose there.
Yeah, I think he felt the pressure from that wall and had a little snap to him a little bit. Jay looks like his car has got some damage to it.
Yeah, Jay is going to be bringing it down pit road.
I can't tell with Frank. He's riding around in 5th gear right now. I'm not sure if that's by choice. I'd like to see
Frank
if he
is
can gear
bringing
down.
it down pit road. James Muriel is bringing it down pit road, as is Simon Grills. Looks like James Fox is also bringing it down.
Okay, I was waiting to see if Frank could get back into the throttle and see if it had anything in the tank for him, but looks like he is able to get up to 5th in this replay we're watching here.
Shasta Jewel 36 saying, let's go 36. Out there pulling for the number 36 car, obviously, of George Jewell. And Brian Gibbons saying the entire field out to get the Stallion. I hope when Frank watches this thing back that he's able to see the absolute cheering squad that he had out here pulling for him. They do have a fast repair tonight. I'm not sure if Frank chose to use it there. I would assume he did, since he is back out on the track. He's going to be back in 18th position now, but it does look like he has got all of his car repaired.
I would hope that he wouldn't use it in that situation. If I was him, I mean, unless it was some catastrophic, like 9 minutes of repair damage, you want to save that being this early, knowing you have to drive back through the pack. You've already kind of seen what can happen once you fall back in the pack here. If I'm him, I would not have used that. I would have been okay with 2 minutes of required optional damage and putting it back on the track just to save that fast repair, just in case things do get worse. It's a long race. There's over 115 laps to go, so
Plenty of time.
But he might have used it, because you're right, he was in and out pretty quick. But also, on the other hand, he might not have had a lot of damage. Kind of hard to believe with these cars that are kind of made of glass. But
well, it is one of the things that iRacing changed with the most recent updates. They did make these things, you know, slightly less made of glass. So maybe able to take advantage of that there. But we will see as we start to get this thing lined back up going here.
yeah, sometimes I think the toe links for these cars are made by like a 3rd grade class doing arts and crafts, because just paper mache for arts and crafts, and just here's a toe link, because these things break so easily. Might have been what happened to Jay Vault back there, but I'm not sure if he actually did snap one loose.
toe link made of macaroni noodles.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's like Miss Libby off of Billy Madison, putting glue on their face, making toe links. Let's get back to racing.
Pace car is off. Here we go. Let's see if Jacob Hutnick's able to put down another big restart, and he is. Good God, look at him go on those restarts.
Major jump by him. These guys are taking it 3 wide, wasting no time. Cody Bullock on the top. Justin Combs gives him a little bump from the side.
Cody Bullock right back in line there. Huge moves out of Cody Bullock as well tonight. Started in 15th, up to 7th already.
He's on the back bumper. McConey right now pushing pretty hard. He's got Combs on the high side, though. Combs is going to have a run off that high run that he had. Jamie Horn
car
pushing
on the
through.
high side. Looks like a Garrett Fox that maybe sliding back a couple of positions there.
Yeah, Garrett Fox restarted 2nd, I believe. That's falling back a few spots. Kraig Bontrager just below him. Pretty unlucky last week. Not on the short end of the stick so far. Good slide job by him, too.
Just a couple of positions there. Oh, and they just got really close right there.
There is some tough racing going on right here at this pack.
These guys are getting after it right now. Look at that 03 car of Kenneth McCullough diving all the way down below the white line.
Yeah, optional route that you can take. A lot of people prefer that.
Oh man, they're wrecking on the inside.
That's Kraig Bontrager. I can't help.
Like him and McConey got together.
I can't help but think I jinxed that, man. We were just talking about how unlucky he was last week, and I just said that he was having some good luck here, running near the front, doing pretty well. Had a really good slide job earlier over Garrett Fox.
It's like him and McConey got together there.
Looks like McConey tries to take it to the low side. Oh, it just comes right back up into him. I don't know if he got loose when he popped out or what happened there. That's going to be some rear end damage from Kraig Bontrager.
Again, these guys do have the option to use a fast repair. It's just going to be curious to see if they want to go ahead and burn that, or if it's going to be light enough damage to where they can just kind of make it slide on by while we're trying to get more laps under this thing. But we do still have 22 folks out here watching. Oh, it just went down to 19. Oh, that was an unfortunate time to look at the viewers, but still have 19 people out here viewing. Thank you very, very much for being here with us. I know we appreciate it. I know the drivers out here appreciate it as we see Kraig Bontrager and Greg McConey on pit road right now. Huge shout out to Sunbelt Rentals for putting on this Cup Series for these guys. We really, really appreciate them for making sure that these guys can get payouts, that we can be up here broadcasting for y'all. Wonderful, wonderful company, and we really appreciate them for making this whole thing possible. And then again, myself and John, we make up Knapp Daddy Racing. Obviously, we have the broadcasting and a lot of iRacing content here on this YouTube channel, but be sure you also check us out on TikTok. Be sure you check out our website, knapdaddyracing.com, for any and all of your design template or logo needs.
Speaking of which,
Also, feel free to buy a shirt, buy a hat while you're there.
yeah, I just want to, speaking of which, show off Cody Bullock's new ride. Knapp Daddy Racing made for him this week. That matte black and chrome orange Hooters car. kind of a little throwback look to the side of it.
Somebody save Hooters, man.
Save Hooters. It even says on the back, Hooters makes you happy. Man, something cool I did learn though, this is off topic from racing, but Hooters and Dunkin' Donuts uses the same font style, and you will never unsee it.
No kidding.
Yep. Not the main like Hooters logo, but everything else they write is the same font as Dunkin' Donuts.
That is an interesting fact.
Not sure which one came first, but if it was the chicken or the donut, but however that saying goes,
Like,
right?
Bontrager got it back out on the racetrack and is still on the lead lap. The only car we have currently a lap down is Brandon Trush, who's currently 8 laps down, running in 20th. Craig Knoll is 19 laps down, but he has already called himself out of the race tonight. I believe he might have had some internet issues, but as we come back to the green, we're going to have Jacob Hutnick, who has stayed demandingly in the first position as this race has gone on. Got Jake Euler in second, also exactly where he qualified. Kenneth McCullough Jr. up from 12th to 3rd place right now. Garrett Fox is going to be restarting 4th, and Ryan Moore restarting 5th up from 11th. Pace car is off. Let's get it back going.
Just another great jump by him. I'm not sure if he's timing it or if he's kind of doing a false start on the guys, like trying to throw them off, but whatever he's doing is working out very well for him. He's just getting a tremendous jump.
He's crushing it every single time, and it's not even been close off those restarts.
Jumping over to our hard charger we were talking about earlier tonight, Jamie Horn up 11 spots, currently sitting in P5 right now. This is Jamie's first race with the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series. Friend of the stream, friend of Knapp Daddy Racing. I know how good Jamie is. The guy's a threat at any time, so you just got to watch out for him. He's going to save very well. He's going to be very strategic about his run. Usually my strategy when I race with Jamie is that whatever he does, I'm going to do. If he pits, I pit. If he takes this line, I'm taking that line. It seems to work out for the most part.
And one of the things that we have a little insider knowledge on of Jamie is he is one of the best I've ever seen at saving tires. Vegas is a track where you have to make sure that you save tires. So that plays hugely into the advantage for Jamie. But then we also have another hard charger up there. We got Kenneth McCullough Jr. up there in 2nd place, up from 12th. And as good of a restart as Jacob Hutnick got, Kenneth McCullough's already right up there on him and looking to make a move.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to try to take that pass on the low side right now. Makes you wonder if Jacob Hutnick was burning it a little soon, or if now he's realizing he might need to back off just a little bit here. The guys are dealing with 65% fuel tonight, so it is reduced from the normal. I'm not really sure what lap you're going to see these guys come in on, but as it gets closer, we'll start pulling up a new feature we're able to do now, which is showing stints, how long these guys have been out on the track, when they're pitting, how long they've been on these tires, stuff like that. So we'll be able to pull it up for you later, but Jacob's hanging right there with him, not giving him an inch.
He is not. He's getting such a good run off those turns on the high side. Able to close any sort of run that Kenneth is getting on the turns right back down. But he's also got the 7 of Jake Euler putting pressure now. And you got Ryan Moyer and Jamie Horn coming in. They love seeing this pressure they're putting on the leaders because it's allowing them to catch right back up as well.
Let's jump into the cockpit with Ryan Moyer just to see what's going on in his view here. He's kind of boxed in right now, looking for a way around. Or maybe just looking to stay stagnant for a second, you know, just save up a little bit, let these guys burn it out and take it later on.
And Vegas really is a track where you can do that. Like, when you can see some people in front of you burn it up, you can hear it. iRacing is so realistic in that regard. You not only are just going to be able to see people, check their time, things like that to see them falling off, you're going to be able to hear it happening.
Yeah, and even on this stream right here, you can hear as he's going to the corners, the tires are sliding.
3 wide up at the front between Hutnick, Euler, and Moyer. Euler and Moyer is going to just absolutely send me into shenanigans this evening.
Jacob Hutnick staying on that high side there. I'm not sure if that's playing for him better or if he's trying to let off a little.
Oh, 03 comes up and gets into Horn, it looks like.
I see Garrett Fox with his hood completely up right now. He can't see anything. That hood is stuck.
And the caution is out. Going to go back and see where this thing all started. It looked like McCullough went up the track and maybe got into somebody. Going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I thought it was Horn that got hit originally, but I think it was Garrett Fox. And he's going to have to use that fast repair because his hood is in the next zip code over right now.
I don't understand how he can see right now. Oh, there goes his hood. Finally pops down. And it looks like he does use that fast repair. He's going to go ahead and take 4 tires. Taking rights now. And it looks like he's going to take lefts as well. Get her all gassed up back out there with a fresh car. Yeah, it's a shame you got to burn the fast repair this early on, but that one was kind of essential. I don't think the car would go anymore.
Any chance you can get us a replay on that one?
Yes, sir.
Look like Jamie Horn is bringing it down as well. None of your top 5 bringing it down.
Let's see if we can get something more overhead here.
Like Aiden Wilson also brought it down.
Oh, it was before this. I wonder if he got a bump. Oh, it looks like net code. He did. Chris McCullough looks like he got a little loose on the inside.
And when he was trying to save it, you ran it up the track.
He got loose and it slid up, and I think he got some net code there with Garrett Fox. He tries to correct it here. Doesn't hit his teammate. Looks like he gives Jamie Horn just a little bit of a door slam.
So Jamie dodged that by a half a second.
It looks like teammates Chris and Kenneth are going to be right beside each other now, 4th and 5th. Familiar sight from last week. We saw that at Daytona the entire race. These two guys working together, and not just working together and staying by each other in the front the entire race. Unfortunately, the end didn't really work out. Everybody shuffling around and making some moves, but I think both of those guys are in top 10 in points, top 5 in points. Kenneth McCullough is actually first in points based off the laps that he led last week.
Yeah,
that's over Justin Coles, who won
incredibly well.
Yeah,
they worked together incredibly well. It was honestly very impressive to see. I know those guys are kind of super speedway specialists, but Vegas is a really fast track as well, so not surprising to me at all that we have them up here near the front tonight. Jacob Hutnick, as has been usual for this race so far, 33 laps in, going to be restarting in first position. Ryan Moyer in second, Jake Euler in third. The McCulloughs, Chris and Kenneth, 4th and 5th. Justin Combs in 6th, George Jules 7, Cody Bullock 8, Tyler Justice 9, and Simon Grills 10 is going to make up your top 10 as we restart here. Going to be coming to the end of our stage here. Going to be lap 34 as they cross the stripe. We're coming back to green.
Yep. Lap 34 starting now. This time around will end the stage. And it looks like Jacob's going to take it if all things go well for him right here.
Ryan Moyer trying to get back up there, see if he has anything for him, but I don't know that he does. He's trying to take a look on the bottom. Hutnick looked so good on that mid to high lane here tonight. Oh, and they're wrecking behind him. See 2 different cars in the wall, 3 different cars in the wall.
See Jay Vault involved in that. Kenneth McCullough Jr., possibly Justin Combs. I did see Jamie Horn squeeze through that. I'm not sure if Kraig Bontrager took any of the damage there.
That is going to end our first stage. Going to go to Jacob Hutnick is going to be our first stage winner. Congratulations on those points, Jacob. We're going to go back and try to find a replay, see if we can see what was causing that chaos behind them, but they are making it over to the start-finish line so that they can officially complete the stage.
Oh boy, a lot to break down for this one here. Where do we start here?
Oh boy.
It looks like Justin Combs gets into the wall, comes back down right in front of the 13 car there. Gets hit up by Frank. Kenneth, I'm trying to see where that one came from. The 7 car got into Kenneth McCullough there on the top side. Didn't know if there was 2 incidents happening at one time there. Everybody getting a little piece there. Let's get you on board with Jamie Horn, who I saw just dip through everybody there. Sees the action happening, stays low, stays out of trouble.
And are you thinking that anybody there is going to have to take a fast repair or anything like that?
Possibly Justin, the way he popped the wall like that, it might have some tire damage. Given that it's a caution, he might have time to repair most of it.
And I am also seeing in the race chat here that Kenneth McCullough Jr. 03 was given an EOL penalty for that caution.
Yeah, Justin Combs popped the wall twice like that. It might affect some of his street speed. Looks like the wheel is still pretty straight on it.
What did you see there as kind of the start of that whole soiree there?
It was 2 separate events, really. Kenneth McCullough Jr. up in front, pops the wall, and comes back down on the 13 car, or the 7 car, I'm sorry, of Jake Euler. And then back behind him, Justin Combs pops the wall and comes down the 13 car of Simon Grills. It looks like Kenneth was actually kind of pushed up into the wall a little bit. I'm not sure if that was before or after. There was a lot to unpack with this one.
We have Simon Grills just now coming off of pit road. Justin Combs trying to catch back up to the back of the field. Kenneth McCullough Jr. 03 just now bringing it off of pit road as well. Looking like all those guys are going to be able to stay on the lead lap. But we are gridding up to get this thing back underway.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It seemed like Euler came pretty high up on him there for a second. Almost like snap. I don't know if he got loose or if he was trying to hold him off. I'm not sure if he was on the inside there. The outside, I should say. But
going to have a little bit of a shuffle here in position as people start to show their pit road strategies here. Kraig Bontrager going to be taking the lead here for this restart in the first position. Garrett Fox in second. Jamie Horn in third. Aiden Wilson in fourth. Ryan Moyer fifth. Christopher McCullough in sixth. Jake Euler 7. George Jewell 8. Greg McConey 9. And Cody Bullock 10. As we go back to green, here we go. Great jump out of Bontrager. Great jump out of Horn. Horn is immediately on the bumper of Bontrager and is looking to already make that pass. And he is going to do it, it looks like, this time by. Oh, saw 2 or 3 different cars hit the wall behind him.
Yeah, they're 3 wide right there with Garrett Fox, and I believe that's the 60 car of Aiden Wilson on the inside. 59 car Ryan Moyer on the high side there. Garrett Fox backs out, not going to be part of that today. Already used his fast repair earlier. Cannot afford any more trouble. I feel that.
Jamie Horn got a huge jump on that restart. Bontrager restarted well, but Jamie Horn was immediately on his bumper and got that thing moving. They're really starting to stack up behind them about 6th, 7th place. You got Jake Euler, you got Greg McConey, George Jewell, all those guys fighting for position right now. I just saw the 60 of Aiden Wilson just bounce off the wall a little bit right there. We're really starting to see these guys separate out a little bit now. Jamie Horn already built his way out to almost a half a second lead on Ryan Moyer. And we have Ryan Moyer and Kraig Bontrager going back and forth. These guys trying to run down Jamie Horn.
Yeah, pulling up pit stop laps here. Jamie Horn pitted just a little bit earlier in lap 31. It's like Garrett Fox was on lap 30 as well, right on the same time. Moyer and Euler, that is a tough one to say. About 5 laps later. And that jump we were looking at earlier between Bontrager and Horn might be credited to some pit stop strategies, some tires. Bontrager pitted on lap 20. He's out here on 23 lap old tires. Looks like he has the oldest in the top 8 right now, as McConey came in on lap 36.
Oh, and they are riding close in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Those guys are stacked right up.
Hey, I posted in the board today, the Discord for them today. Good hard racing makes it easy for us to talk about. We've had a lot to talk about here tonight, so shout out to these guys for putting on the show.
Yeah, I've been super impressed, I gotta say. We've done some broadcasting for a little while now and still trying to get better. And the other league we do broadcasting for is really, really high quality racing. So when you start to broadcast for a new league, you're wondering how it's going to go. And these guys, every race that we have been up here in the booth for has been an absolute show. So I've been super impressed by these guys. There's a ton of talent in this league. They race fun, they race hard, which is all you can really want from a league like this. And it's been super, super fun to watch. I'm excited to see where this league goes. I think the sky is the limit, I really got to say.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern when you have somebody approach you about doing a new league and broadcasting for them, because you don't want to go to a league that's just a caution fest and it's not good racing. A lot of drama. There's been little to no drama here. Really no drama. The racing's been good. It's also been very competitive, hard racing. What more can you ask for, really?
Not a bit. We still do have Jamie Horn out here in the lead right now. Looks like Garrett Fox is going to be trying to make a move here. Jake Euler and Ryan Moyer are right behind him, looking to do something as well.
Fox is going to have a run on this high side, I think, coming out. If he can hold it down.
He's got help from the 59 there.
He needs a push here.
It's looking like he is going to get it.
Is that your
Jamie
pick?
has.
Was 85 Garrett Fox your pick?
It was.
She got a new race leader, Garrett Fox, the 85.
I think you have the 59 of Ryan Moyer sneaking up on the low side and taking the lead. Got Jamie Horn down there making a run as well.
It looks
You
like
also have the 7 up there, Jake Euler, also making a huge run on the high side.
Garrett Fox got shuffled back a little bit, now pushing back towards the front. Your previous race leader, Jacob
I saw
Hutnick.
04 of Christopher McCullough get shuffled back there just a little bit. Looked like he caught a little bump.
Yeah, I'm just trying to flash over to that now. Oh, as he gets into the side of the 60 car of Aiden
3
Wilson.
wide.
That is Greg McConey that just went off the track at the bottom there. He's going to get right back to it, right beside George Jewell.
Well.
Aiden Wilson falling back still.
I don't know if he completely has the tires back under that thing here just yet.
It's like Frank Marchese pushing his way back up to the front. Oh, Bontrager into the wall. Looks like he snapped loose there.
And Bontrager restarted in first position. Looking like he's been sliding back a little bit. But this battling that has been going on about the 5th and 6th position, this entire restart has been crazy. And they are 3 wide. McConey trying to get his nose down there, looking like he's trying to get around both of them at the same time.
Yeah, right now it's going to be an issue for Bontrager, at least his tires. He has been out here longer than anybody else in these tires, pushing about 32 laps.
Boy.
Lap 20, most everybody else on lap 36. So he's about 16 laps older than the rest of these guys, and I think it's starting to show just a little bit here. He's probably praying for a caution right now.
We do still have Ryan Moyer out in the front of this thing. Got Jamie Horn right behind him, about 0.3 of a second back. Christopher McCullough been pushing up hard. He's on his way, trying to get up there. Garrett Fox in 4th position, saw him lead his first lap here just a few ago, and then Jake Euler right behind him. Jacob Hutnick now trying to fight off the push from Greg McConey, who's trying to take that 5th position. And then going further back in the pack as well, you got the 2 car of Frank Marchese. Pushed back up from being all the way at the back of the pack, back up to 9th now. Got Kraig Bontrager still sliding back just a little bit, all the way back to 12th right now. Race admin Cody Bullock looking like he's just kind of biding his time, sitting in 15th position right now. And then Justin Combs, who we've seen running at the front of the pack most of this race, finds himself in 18th position right now. He is the furthest back in the pack right now on the lead lap. He is 16 seconds behind, and it is growing, unfortunately. Looking like he's back there all by himself right now.
Yeah, you got to think he might have some damage going on or something. It's also not fun when you're by yourself.
Yellow flag.
That is Garrett Fox. And he has already used a fast repair for the night. See if I can find Tyler Justice, who my notifications are telling me he came off the track and then back on the track.
$23 people still in here in the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate it. These drivers appreciate it. Let's get some hooting and hollering going on in the comments for these guys for putting on such a good show here tonight. It makes it easy for the job of a broadcaster when these guys are putting on such a great show. So let's hear it for the boys out there on the track tonight. If you are still in here, make sure that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the action. But let's check out and see what got this whole thing started.
Yeah, we're looking right here at the 85 car of Garrett Fox, who's coming into the corner on the high side behind that 7 blue and white car. I don't know if he just got loose up here at the top. He did. Trying to hold it best he can. Pops the wall. Oh, hits the wall really hard there.
Do we have some cars bringing it down pit road here? Looks like Garrett Fox, obviously, as expected, is bringing it down pit road. So James Fox, the second, Aiden Wilson, Kraig Bontrager, Cody Bullock, Kenneth McCullough Jr., and Brandon Trush and Justin Combs are all going to be bringing it down pit road this time by.
And I believe we're
Shasta Jewel in the chat saying, let's go RER, pulling for those Rogue Energy Racing boys. And then Minnie saying, Frankie coming back. He's back up to 8th position now. And the Rogue Energy boys. We have Bontrager is going to be back in 15th once he gets off of pit road here.
I want to make
Tyler Justice up there in 9th and George Jewell in 7th.
Just want to make a correction here for the viewers where it was saying Tyler Justice did come off the track. I believe that was just to avoid the accident. Sometimes my system, which alerts me to cautions and where they're at in the track, gets a little finicky and thinks that if you touch the white line that you're just spinning out of control. But that was to avoid the accident. He took no damage there on that. So we try to flash up here the pit stops and who's pitting when. Looks like your top 8 did not pit.
I do not believe they did. They're still riding off of the pit stops that they had that last time by, but it is looking like as we come back up to the green flag here, looking like Ryan Moyer is going to be your leader in the number 59 car. Jamie Horn going to be 2nd, Chris McCullough 3rd, Jake Euler 4th, Jacob Hutnick 5th, Greg McConey in 6th, George Jewell 7th, Frank Marchese in 8th, Tyler Justice 9, and Jay Vaught in 10. Good to see some guys that got caught up in those early cautions working their way back up to the front. I know Marchese was caught up in one, Jay Vaught was caught up in one, Greg McConey's dodged a few, Jamie Horn's dodged a few.
We pull up the track map, show you where these guys are at the track, about to come back around to the green flag. I still show the 85 car of Garrett Fox on pit road.
Garrett did already use his fast repair, to my knowledge.
Yeah, he had his hood in a vertical position while driving.
Not where you want your hood.
Yeah.
Pace car is off. We're back racing. Ryan Moyer taking the green flag here. Lap 60 as we cross the stripe here. Great jump out of Moyer. Good jump out of the 04 of Chris McCullough and Jamie Horn as well. They're racing side by side. All trying to catch Ryan Moyer.
Looks like McConey's trying to look 3 wide back here. Thinks better of it. Slides in behind. He's going to get behind George Jewell in that 36 car. For those RER guys, I know they're all 33 to 36.
McConey with that big dive down to the bottom of the track, looking to make some moves as we come closer to lap 61.
He's going to ride up just a little bit. I think he might have overshot that corner just a touch. Jamie Horn's taking over your 2nd place position.
Chris McCullough and Jacob Hutnick in 3rd and 4th almost got together there by accident. Jacob Hutnick looking to make a move on Chris McCullough as they come back to the stripe.
He's going to get crossed up. Yep, there he goes. Chris McCullough with a great move to cross him up. Good move.
Really great job.
George Jewell's going to follow right behind him. I kind of drives in a little too much. Can't make it stick.
Someone who is on a mission right now, Cody Bullock. Just saw him make a move around. Looks like he just made a move around Greg McConey and Frank Marchese. Moved himself up into 7th. letting that high side eat. He's moving around the 7 to Jake Euler now. He is a man on a mission.
Somebody's in the wall up in front. That's Ryan Moyer that got to the wall. That's going to allow Jamie Horn to catch right back up to him.
And look who fought their way up to third place, Cody Bullock. And good God, look at him go.
Yeah, just slowly decreasing that gap.
Oh my God, we're about to go 4 wide back here.
As you can see, Cody Bullock is still pulling in on Jamie Horn. I mean, just quickly.
I don't know what Cody just changed on. I don't know what he just changed on that car, but good gracious God.
Whew.
He's making a play for the lead now. Cody Bullock is a man on fire right now.
He said, with all due respect, Lucius, I'm going to do some driving.
Cody Bullock just showed up and decided to do some driving. He just went from 7th to 1st and easily.
I mean, like within 2 laps.
No, like, I know up here in the booth, we like to talk about race strategy and tires and things like that. I'm not sure if he's considering that right now. I'm not sure if he just changed something on the car. This is a closed setup league, so he didn't. But what did he put in his Wheaties this morning? Good God.
I think he might have just took 2 sprays of Afrin while he's on that pit stop, sniffed it real good, and got it out there.
He took off. He went from 7th place on that restart to almost a half a second lead on Ryan Moyer and Jamie Horn.
Now, at the same time, we're going to play devil's advocate here. You do got to consider it's a long race to go.
It is.
And if we're looking at pit stops, if we're looking at the first pit stops here, he just pitted. These guys are on old tires. I see somebody off the track down here at the back. That's the 23 car of Brandon Trush. Able to get back on track.
Gets it back under him. Like Kraig Bontrager there got a little bit loose as well.
Jamie Horn falling back just a little bit. These guys are on a little bit older tires. So Bullock's able to push to the front, gets his track position. Now, if you're Bullock, you got to kind of pull the reins in just a little bit. You don't want to burn them up too much here. You know that guys like Moyer's going to come in and pit soon. Jamie Horn's going to come in and pit soon. McCullough, George Jewell, they're going to be out just as fast. So you do want to increase your lead here and put down as much distance.
This is lap 70 here, so this is going to be a stage break here.
He's going to take the stage and get the points.
Kenneth McCullough back there in 2nd place. Not sure that he has anything for that car of Cody Bullock's right now. And Cody Bullock going to be your stage 2 winner.
See, okay. I did not realize that the stage was coming up, or that a caution would come out when the stage did. There's another league that we do where when the stage hits, it's a green flag still. There's no caution for it. I think every stage that we've had so far for these past 2 races have had a caution right at the stage break. So that is my fault. But with that in mind, that is just excellent strategy by Cody. I mean, just...
Yeah, you got to admire it. I'm not sure what his thoughts are going to be going into the rest of the race or anything like that. Looking like Garrett Fox just now bringing it off of pit road. He's going to be 13 laps down back in 20th. It was him get back out there on the track. But if I'm Cody there, I mean, you saw with this, the way this league has their points set up, with being able to lead laps, being able to get those stage wins, that can make a huge difference. I mean, you have somebody like Cody that's out here driving it to the front right now, able to steal that stage win, steal it in dominating fashion. And then you go back to like last week where the McCulloughs were dominant most of that race and led so many laps and were able to do so well. So even after Justin Combs won the race, he still's not going to be in the lead in points because those guys ran such a good, clean race. Which is one of the things that I also love about this league. You get rewarded for having low incident points.
Yeah, that's a dream right there.
I will say, and nothing against, like, not nothing against, but we make it sound like the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series guys are new to leagues. They're not. They've done several leagues in the past. This is just the first one that we're broadcasting for them. But this itself is a bit of a newer league, but these guys have done a really, really great job. And I want to make sure I give them their props for putting on a really, really good league. It's fun to watch. Good fan base turnout. We got 22 people out here in the stream right now. Thank you all so much for being here. But I do know that the guys in the Sunbelt League, I believe it's Cody Bullock's the main admin. I know Garrett Fox is a part of it. Jay Vaught, James Fox, and Simon Grills, I believe, are all also involved. So huge shout out to them for doing an excellent job with putting this league together. I've been very impressed.
Yeah, most of the time when you get to a new league, you don't have a good first season. It's all about figuring out the kinks and stuff like that. But these guys have a really good point system already set up. Um, I mean, it's one that I envy as well. Like, just you get points for leading a lap, you get points for winning a stage, you get points for, or you get deducted points for causing incidents and not having incidents. Hard charger, just a lot of incentive to have good, clean racing. And I mean, Cody's up 14 spots. He's currently your hard charger of the night as well, has won a stage, has led a lap. So he's just picking up points left and right here.
Yeah, going to be super interested to see how he keeps this thing going as we get back to green flag racing here shortly. You're going to have Cody Bullock leading the race up from 15th and James Fox up from 14th in second place. Ryan Moyer is going to be in third, up from 11th. Kenneth McCullough Jr. up from 12th, going to be in fourth as we come to this green flag restart. Jamie Horn up from 16th, going to be in sixth position. George Jewell in seventh, Justin Combs in eighth. Saw him riding back toward the back of the pack earlier on during that last green flag run. Fought his way back up to eighth. Good job on him. He did a great job in Daytona of dodging the accidents and making sure he was in contention there at the end. Tyler Justice in ninth and Greg McConey in 10th. Currently have 3 cars laps down. That's going to be Brandon Trush, 5 laps down in 19th. Garrett Fox, 13 laps down in 20th. And Craig Knoll has called himself out of the race. And we are green flag racing again.
Big checkup on that high side there. I was just looking at it. Everybody behind Moyer took tires in that last pit stop. So these guys are going to have a little bit older tires than the guys behind them.
Ryan Moyer immediately making a play on Cody Bullock. And they are 3 wide toward the back of the pack. Like Jamie Horn's fighting around there. He's got George Jewell beside him. Greg McConey. Jamie Horn sliding to the back of the pack right now.
We saw him charge pretty hard earlier. Not sure if there's something going on with his car here, if he's just kind of biding his time, but
Restarted 6th there, slipped back to 10th immediately off of that restart. We do have a new race leader. Ryan Moyer has taken the lead. Christopher McCullough has taken second place. Cody Bullock back to third. James Fox has a good head of steam. Moved up to 7th place right now, looking to the inside, Justin Combs.
And if you pay $30 for your ticket to Las Vegas, this will be your view right now. Pretty good view, not going to lie. See all the way around the track.
Not bad at all.
Never been to Vegas.
I'm going to Vegas in October, but not to a race.
I'll go win us some money.
Gonna try.
There, he's about to push it 3 wide right here with Cody Bullock. These guys got into each other a little bit earlier. Wonder how they're going to drive each other. It looks like James Fox in the
all the
grass.
way down the grass.
One thing that this league does not give points out for is the John Deere Award, but you get points on our stream. Cutting the grass, getting it done.
Making it happen. John Deere sponsor us.
Thank you, James Fox, too, to be being our John Deere winner today. You know, I feel like we do really good at minor league baseball.
Oh my God, it would be a dream. Ryan Moyer and Kenneth McCullough fighting for 2nd and 3rd right now. Justin Combs up to 4th position. Looking like he's trying to get up there in the mix as well.
Yeah, you know how we were wondering if something was wrong with his car earlier? It's not a thing wrong with it now.
It's not wrong. Not anymore, it's not. And they are 3 wide back toward the middle here. Cody Bullock, Jake Euler, all fighting for position. Tyler Justice in that mix as well. These guys back here fighting for position. Looking to remain in the top 10.
Pushing the way up to the top 5 here. The Italian Stallion. Frank Marchese back in P6 right now. He's finding something here.
He is looking like he's starting to try to find something. Someone else is trying to find something is Justin Combs looking to the low side of Kenneth McCullough trying to make a move. Cody Bullock up on the high side of the track. It is almost 4 wide up there, and Cody Bullock almost in the wall, going to slide back a lot of positions there.
Looks like we got a yellow flag out.
See James Muriel slow on the track. James Fox slow on the track.
I think he's going to get a tow. Couldn't get that thing going there. Not sure if he still has a fast repair or not. Try to get you back to that caution here. Oh no. James Fox coming down low, just got loose, swiped across the nose of James Muriel. I believe that's going to end James Fox's night if he does not have a fast repair. James Muriel's,
that's a hard hit out of both of them.
Yeah, James able to keep it going straight. At least he can drive it to pit road now. So for iRacing, if you do tow, there is a, I'm going to get this wrong, but I believe it's a 2-minute penalty for towing that you have to sit and wait for about 2 minutes before anybody can do work on the car. So that's definitely going to cost him a lap. So we can try to pull up the track map here to see. Pace car is coming around right now, which will cost him his first lap here.
And I did just see we have 27 currently, but I did just see that we had 30 people in here on the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is a new concurrent high for the Knapp Daddy Racing channel here for the Sunbelt Rentals League. We owe that all to you all and being out here supporting us, supporting these drivers. We appreciate it. They appreciate it. Let's get some hooting and hollering in the chat for these guys. We're on lap 84 right now. Looking like we're trying to get some damage repaired for those guys that are down on pit road, but we are going to be coming back to a green flag here. Looking like Christopher McCullough is going to be the one that is taking us in the lead. Back to the green flag. It'll be Ryan Moyer right behind him, followed by Justin Combs, George Jewell, and Frank Marchese. Got Rusty Rafferty saying that 58 has been through it tonight. James Fox has been through the ringer. I believe that's his third caution that he's had to try to fight his way back from.
But what we did just see there was James Fox using his fast repair there. He's going to be able to get back on track. If he gets out now, I think he's only going to be 2 laps down, I believe. Maybe he's kept it 1. 2 laps down for James Fox.
And update to the stream as well. Don't know if it's as a result of internet issues or something like that, but Jamie Horn, no longer in the race. Has been very, very competitive tonight. Seen him running somewhere between, led a couple laps, and then we also seen him running between about 1st and 5th or 6th most of the night. Has disconnected from the race.
I got a notification that Simon Grills and Garrett Fox had crashed. I'm not sure what that one was about.
Again, we're getting these things lined, getting these boys graded back up to get back on. We are on lap 87 right now of 134. Again, huge shout out to Sunbelt Rentals for being our cup sponsor for the year. They keep this thing going, keep these boys getting paid out, keep us in the booth. We really, really appreciate them. And then if you are into iRacing and want a new design, want a new template, want a new logo, or you just want a really cool shirt or hat, be sure to check out knapdaddyracing.com. Subscribe, like to the stream. Check us out on TikTok whenever we are live. Speaking of live, we are live here. Green flag racing. Here we go. Christopher McCullough bringing him back to the green flag, taking the lead. Ryan Moyer right on his heels. Got Minnie in the chat saying the Italian Stallions back in the top 5. Get ready for the win. Then Rusty Rafferty in all capital letters, might I add, saying, we got beef.
Like an Arby's out here.
Who's got the beef? Rusty's got the beef.
Yeah, it looked like Simon Grills and Garrett Fox. I believe they're in a Discord chat together too. It looks like maybe they were just messing around and Grills didn't know that he was up high, but Garrett Fox slammed on brakes immediately after it happened, which tells me that's probably not supposed to happen that way. Simon Grills able to keep it going here. He hit the front. He hit that wall pretty hard though.
And Garrett Fox bringing it back down, having to bring it back down to pit road, already was 12 or 13 laps down. James Fox still out on the track. He's going to be 2 laps down currently. And looking like he's got a rocket ship right now. Greg McConey looking like he's making a move on the inside of Justin Combs. Just saw him dive down below the white line. Try to get the angle for that move, and it's looking like he's going to get it and move into 3rd place. Justin Combs immediately looking back to the inside, trying to make a move.
Oh, he thought about squeezing there. Right in front of the Italian Stallion, who's riding that top side. Tries to cross him up. He might have him on this inside here. Frank Marchese still on the inside trying to make this run. He might be able to get it here.
Trying to work around that number 5 at Justin Combs right now.
Looks like
Jake Euler in that number 7 car just sitting waiting for him to happen.
What a slide by Frank Marchese. He puts it up in there. Stops Justin Combs' run.
Oh, and they get into each other.
They're beating and banging on the front stretch here.
Oh, and there's a wreck.
That's George Jewell. I saw him involved. Oh, Jay Vault, the 10 car. Aiden Wilson in the 60. I can't tell if Tyler Justice was involved in that or not. Looks like he has some tire damage on that left front. He does have some tire damage.
Figured out. We got TLK Racing in the chat saying, "Go Cody, go." Jacob Longzine saying, "Number 5, pick your time. You got this." Rooting for Justin Combs. Evan McElhaney saying, "Bullock, drive faster." Speaking of Bullock, I did just hear him come over the radio. We're going to try to see what happened with this caution, but it looked like Cody Bullock might have had some words for Justin Combs there.
Yeah, we're looking at Tyler Justice's left front tire right now. There's definitely some damage. Wasn't even moving across that front stretch until he hit this angle of the curve here. These 20-degree bankings that we have at Las Vegas. Let's see if we can get you over to a replay.
Going to see if we can figure out what caused that caution and then see why Cody Bullock might have some words for Justin Combs. Looking like most of these guys are going to be bringing it down pit road. Looking like Chris McCullough, Brian Moyer, Greg McConey, Frank Marchese. Frank Marchese looking like he's keeping it out on the track.
We cut over to this replay here. Looks like Justin Combs on that high side. Comes way down the track, right on top of Cody Bullock. That's going to cost a 36. George Jewell to get into Aiden Wilson. So I'm trying to find both of them here. Yeah, that's where your damage is going to come from for Tyler Justice. Looks like they were trying to check up to avoid the wreck. Jewell goes down a little bit into Wilson. It's going to collect Tyler Justice in it. And Jay Vault just happens to get caught up in it at the very end there.
That is unfortunate. Rusty Rafferty in the chat saying, "Hate that for George." And Tyler, the RER guys were having a good day. I think George at least was able to get it back out on the track. He's going to be restarting in 10th place here. Tyler, I believe, is going to be also able to get it back out. They were able to use that fast repair. And I haven't heard anything over the radio from Justin Combs just yet. But I do see, if I'm Cody Bullock, why I might have some questions.
Yeah, I don't know if he just didn't know he was there or what was going on. I see some smoke on pit road. I'm trying to flash over to see who that was. Looks like possibly the 10 car. Yeah, that is going to be Jay Vault.
Trying to get it back out of there. Well, in your lead as we come to this restart, as some people were in a pit cycle there, we're going to be on lap 97 of 134. Frank Marchese fans, let me hear you. He is going to be leading them to the restart here in first place. Cody Bullock going to be in 8th place. Or not 8th place, he's driving the number 8 car. In 2nd, Chris McCullough in 3rd, and Ryan Moyer going to be in 4th. Greg McConey 5th. Jake Euler 6th, Justin Combs 7, Kenneth McCullough Jr. 8, Kraig Bontrager 9, and Tyler Justice 10. And that is how we're going to lead the top 10 back out to green flag racing. Pace car is off. Craig Marchese fans, stand on your feet. We are getting this thing back going. See if Cody Bullock can give him a run here. Huge push out of the 59 of Ryan Moore to push Bullock forward. But Chris McCullough also got a great restart on Marchese. Immediately on his bumper.
I just heard from Jamie Horn. He said that his power went out, which is unfortunate. We were talking earlier about a bunch of the storms hitting the coast over here. I believe that Jamie is from the east side, somewhere kind of close to us, so I'm hoping our power does not go out too.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, a little bump out of Greg McConey there.
Oh, and they're stacked up. McConey got loose. McConey and Christopher McCullough got really close there. They are driving the wheels off of that thing. Got the 59 of Ryan Moyer also there in the mix. The 7, Jake Euler around. He's down in the grass.
He is hopping it through there. Turns it around going through pit road.
Cody Bullock right up there in the mix again as well, back in the 5th position. McConey and McCullough are giving each other all that they want, and they're about to take it 3 wide again. We've got Minnie in the chat saying Italy on top, still pulling for Frank Marchese. Marchese, your leader.
Oh, they're pushing them 3 wide right now. Good.
They are pushing the lead 3 wide. Oh my God.
McConey and Bullock's just going to pick a lane.
They're going to try to stick to that low side. They're going to try to work their way around Marchese and McCullough there on the top side. Just heard a lot of respect out of those drivers over the radio. Marchese was trying to fight his way through that 3 wide with McCullough. It was apologizing for some of the bumping that's been going on. Oh my God, huge wreck.
I cannot catch up with it fast enough, but that's James Fox on his hood right now.
Marchese and McCullough showing a lot of respect over the radio there. Marchese was apologizing for some of the bumping and banging going on. McCullough got over the radio to say, no worries, you're doing a great job. And those guys did do such a great job of holding it in there, through there. Going to the chat, we got Minnie saying Italy on top, and the 5 has been a weapon. Still in the cheerleading squad. Greg McConey over the chat saying the Italian stallion never lies. I believe Marchese and McConey are running together as teammates tonight in those Red Bull cars. Also got Kenny Grant, friend of the Knapp Daddy stream, both on YouTube and on TikTok and basically everywhere else, saying he is here, and when Kenny is here, you're bound to have a good time.
Let's try to hop into a cockpit cam right here with James Fox to see what he was seeing going through here. Oh, just hooked from behind, minding his own business. Goats flying through the air.
Was that Trush that he got caught up with?
It was Trush.
I see the hearts flying in on the stream. Thank you very, very, very much. We really appreciate it. Again, for anyone that's out there in the stream, in the chat, whatever, be sure you hoot and holler on for your drivers. We're on lap 104 of 136 here, so we are going to be coming to the end of this thing. Stick around to see who ends up taking home the checkered flag here. As well as go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series action.
While we still got the
If you
lights
do,
still on, I want to get back to this Jake Euler incident that I was trying to get to earlier, but there's a lot of good racing going on. Looks like the 5 of Justin Combs comes up and hooks him on the left side, spins him through the grass. He goes bouncing through, able to still hold on to a P9 position right now, though. Pulls up right behind the pace car.
Kenny Grant in the chat, we should see the other person view.
Of which one?
I'm assuming the first one.
Try to get
Yeah, that was looking like
the 13 of Simon Grills.
Maybe Justin didn't see Jake above him there because he caught him right on the bumper.
Yeah, like a racing incident there between Simon Grills and Garrett, or not Garrett Fox, but James Fox. It's like Simon didn't realize he was that close coming out of the corner.
Coming back to the green flag here, we are going to have Ryan Moyer leading us off on the low side here in his 59 machine. Greg McConey on the top side in second place. Cody Bullock in third. Christopher McCullough in fourth. Kraig Bontrager fighting his way back up through some trouble earlier on in fifth. Tyler Justice 6. Justin Combs 7. George Jewell 8. Jake Euler 9. And Jacob Hutnick also fighting his way back up through some trouble. Going to be in 10th place as we restart this thing. And we are going back green. What a jump out of Moyer there. Cody Bullock with a head of steam, but he doesn't have the help.
Oh, big Rick. Bontrager's involved in that. Bontrager's into the wall there. The Italian Stallion of Frank Marchese, I don't know if he was involved. It's like he was able to squeeze through. Kenneth McCullough Jr., James Muriel, Aiden Wilson. I think Aiden might have been able to get through.
Let's see where that one started.
Try to get let's get a better look here over top. We're looking at 35 of Kraig Bontrager here. Below his teammate in that 33 car, Tyler Justice. That's Justin Combs in the 5 behind them. I'm trying to see if Bontrager came up. Bontrager has the lane. Combs gets into the back of Bontrager, which spins him into his own teammate, Tyler Justice. Tyler Justice able to save it. Bontrager still spinning. Oh, Frank Marchese did get into the front of him. That's number 3 of Kenneth McCullough. Looks like Aiden Wilson made it through okay.
Looks like Combs just might have gotten a little too close to the back of that 35 of Bontrager. It's tough to see on the iRacing because you never know what like the net code might look like or what the lag might look like or anything like that. But
I'll try to get inside of Justin Combs' cockpit here to see what he was seeing.
Rusty Rafferty in the chat saying, "Man, Kraig did such an awesome job managing this race after being in an early wreck. That sucks hard." Kraig Bontrager has had potentially the worst luck over 2 races that I've ever seen another driver have. Unfortunate to see.
We're looking at Frank Marchese's cockpit view here as he's trying to avoid this wreck. Nowhere for him to go. I know.
Oh, it looks like Justin came right across his bumper.
I know Frank was involved in an incident earlier. I don't know if he still has a fast repair. We talked about this early in the race that you do want to save it if you were Frank, if you could, for a situation like this. Hopefully he kept that one in his back pocket because he is going to have some damage here. It's going to cost him some time.
Shasta Jewell saying poor Kraig and Tyler. Kraig and Tyler have been fighting their way through a lot of trouble this race.
Yeah.
Look like Kraig has hit back on the track, going to be restarting in 10th. And Tyler Justice also has it back out there and is going to be able to get restarted as well. So
we're kind of watching some beef right now between Tyler Justice and Justin Combs. Tyler Justice gives him a little bump there going around turn 4, lets him know he don't appreciate it too much. He's going to pit right behind George Jewell.
Well, let's see how this whole thing shakes out, because we're starting to see some of the fun build up a little bit here. Pace car is off. Ryan Moyer leading him to the green flag. Greg McConey, Christopher McCullough, and Cody Bullock right behind him.
Looks like the 7 of Euler just got off the track.
Oh, he hit the wall. That looked like a tire went down or something.
Yeah, he's going to have a hard time trying to hold it. I don't know if he's lost steering.
I think the 7 completely lost steering.
Yeah, he's locked up here. He can't do anything.
3 wide, back up at the front. We've got McCullough, McConey, and Hutnick all fighting for position. They are running it 3 wide going into that turn there.
Yeah, 24 to go. Now it's the time to send it. If you're going to send it, Hutnick trying to gain his spot back. Combs with a swipe across the front of Bullock. Bullock's going to get into him. Combs is turning to the wall.
We're going to get over to see about that yellow there, but impossible to not talk about McConey, Hutnick, and McCullough there. Running it 3 wide and just in the classiest fashion there for almost 2 laps. Got Shasta Jewell in the chat saying Kraig and Tyler are awesome drivers. That I do not have a doubt about.
Before we get to that incident there, I'm going to flash back here to Euler. Jake Euler. We saw him get to the wall, completely lose steering, was kind of driving it with his feet around the corners, which is very impressive in itself. This is from an earlier incident. Taking my system just a little bit to catch up, apparently. While that was still loading up, I guess we'll go to this yellow flag here.
Nathan Fox in the chat. Just lots of periods.
Let's try to go over top too. I like to see the over top view. Kind of gives a better look at things. Bullock's right behind Combs here. Combs swipes in front. I don't think Bullock appreciated the swipe too much. Watch right here in some slow-mo replay. You see Bullock swipe, or not Bullock, but Justin Combs in that 5-car swipe right in front of him. Bullock tries to go low. Looks like Combs is coast low right with him.
It doesn't look like to
Combs
me
just,
that.
so I'm gonna be honest, I kind of thought this might have been like some payback here from Bullock into Combs, but from the looks of it, it looks like Bullock kept diving lower and lower. He keeps going lower and lower, but he's not going to give up too much space. Can't let him run you off the track.
I was gonna say I don't read that as a go back and get him. I almost read that as a I don't necessarily appreciate what you just did, so I'll give you some space, but I'm only going to give you so much.
Yeah, there's a limit. I mean, like, you can't let a guy run you off the track. You got to run your line too. I mean, he has the right of way to his line. Actually showing that Ken Bontrager might have caught some stray on that.
We still do have Kraig Bontrager.
Oh, it hurts. Kraig is the
Kenneth
unluckiest
McCullough
dog.
Jr., James Fox II, and Jay Vaught all down on pit road currently.
We got to give an award out for the unluckiest dog, and Kraig Bontrager has to have it. This guy is consistently getting in an accident, not his fault, just in a bad spot. Just wrong place, wrong time, really. Nothing he can possibly do. Fixes his car, gets back up to the front, and then somehow gets involved in another accident that is not his fault again. That hurts. That would make me throw the computer out the window. I would be done.
We are on lap 115 to 136. So again, huge shout out to Sunbelt Rentals for sponsoring this series. If you want to catch more Knapp Daddy racing action, be sure you like and subscribe to the stream. Let your drivers know in the chat that you're hooting and hollering for them. Got about 20 laps to go here. Ryan Moyer bringing them back to the green flag. Greg McConey just on the outside of him. Jacob Hutnick, Simon Grills, George Jewell make up your top five. We are green flag racing. Big slide job out of McConey there to get to the bottom side. Ryan Moyer still leading this thing. Got Jacob Hutnick, who led so many of the laps at the start of this race. Saw a couple of cars pop off the wall just there.
Greg McConey's going to try for that inside underneath Jacob Hutnick. Hutnick super fast early in the race. Fell back about midway through, but showing he belongs up there at the front. Another guy charging hard, George Jewell, who's been involved in a few accidents. That whole race team has had some bad luck today, but he is shining through. Sitting in P4 right now, trying to hold on to it, make some moves up here.
And looking fast. He is up there trying to fight his way around.
Looks like Chris McCullough is going to try to take that spot from him on the inside. We saw Chris do a really nice crossover move earlier on somebody. Didn't know if that was going to kind of occur again, if he was setting him up for it or not.
And after all of the pit road strategy and accidents and everything else like that, we only have 10 cars all left on the lead lap. Trent Marchese is going to be your last car on the lead lap. He's going to be in 10th place, about 5.8 seconds behind your leader. Everyone else behind him is going to be at least a lap down. Aiden Wilson is your first car lap down in 11th position. You got two cars, 2 laps down with Jake Euler and James Muriel.
And what's kind of interesting here, let's talk about some race strategy. There's 15 to go. Moyer has been out on these tires for quite some time now compared to every other driver who's been here. Looks like Hutnick pitted earlier. I'm not sure if he actually took tires when he pitted or not. If he took tires there, that could be a play for Hutnick.
Yeah, and the thing that Moyer is going to have, since it's been a while since he took tires, his tires are already nice and warm. So in the early part of this run, he is going to have a ton of speed, as he's showing right now, already out to almost a half a second lead right now. If Hutnick or McConey took tires recently, you're going to start to see, as we get to probably about lap 130 would be my prediction, you're going to start to see Moyer lose a lot of time.
If he can make it till then, he just has to hold him off. Somebody I think that could be really fast, depending on the damage, is probably Cody Bullock. He did pit just a short, probably 11 laps ago. I'm trying to read the stints here. Don't know if he had tires to take when that happened, but I am seeing a lot of front end damage from him. That's going to slow him down a lot on these stretches here.
Yeah, we did just see, it looks like not George Jewell. That's maybe just a lap car that he has that he's dealing with right now.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be Jake Euler in that 7 car, who is a few laps down. He's caught the wall a time or two here tonight. I think he's caught some strays as well and had some bad luck.
But up toward the front, we are starting to get to see it a lot tighter now. Ryan Moyer still leading this thing. But you do have Jacob Hutnick up there in a fight with Christopher McCullough and Greg McConey.
And George Jewell's going to try to follow in right by him, too. George Jewell's actually making the pass right now. Greg McConey trying to secure that spot. Still riding side by side. Good racing out of these guys.
Yeah, great to see that out of them. You got the 77 of Jacob Hutnick running second, 04 of Christopher McCullough running third. You got the 36 of George Jewell and Greg McConey fighting back and forth right now. That 7 car there of Jake Euler is 2 laps down.
So we're going to ride on board here with Greg McConey for a second. He's sticking on that inside, giving George Jewell some space. Don't want to give him up too much space, though. You got to kind of squeeze him, put some pressure on. George Jewell's got the same strategy. He's going to try to squeeze McConey, keep him low, not let him run the line that he wants to run. Good battle, and also right in front of them as well, between Jacob Hutnick, Christopher McCullough.
So one thing we're not talking about as we see these guys battling right now is that we're on lap 127. There's only 9 laps to go, and Ryan Moyer has built himself out a 1.5 second lead and growing.
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching this number climb up. I don't think anybody's got anything for Ryan Moyer right now. Moyer's out here boasting a 5,500 I rating, which for anyone that does not know about I rating, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I think the 50th percentile sits somewhere between 17 and 2,000 maybe. Maybe a little bit higher now.
He has built that thing up to 1.6 seconds now. See Marconi sliding back just a little bit there. Does anyone in that front pack have anything to run down Moyer? It looks like McCullough just gained a couple of tenths back to 1.4 seconds. Here, Greg Marconi over the driver radios asking for a yellow.
Oh, he might get it here. That was close.
Got Rusty Rafferty in the chat saying 2 laps down and racing the leaders with less than 10 to go is crazy. He is referring to the 7 of Jake Euler, who is up there right now. You can see him in that second pack.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say anything, but if I were in the position, I think I would have dropped back and let these guys fight it. You're still in the position to get your lap back. I guess you're the first car lap down, I believe. But
He is 2 laps down, so the first car lap down would actually be Aiden Wilson.
yeah, so I mean, you're not going to get it back in front of him. Let these guys run it out with 5 to go. Give them a fair shot at it. I just don't like to be a negative Nancy sometimes.
A negative Nancy.
Yeah, no Nancy's in here.
Well, we got 5 to go. They have closed this lead significantly. Christopher McCullough down to a second back on Ryan Moyer.
Let's see if we can get it.
You see those other guys. You see Hutnick and Jewell and McConey trying to gain time right now.
Here you can see the distance just between your leader, Ryan Moyer, Christopher McCullough, and then Hutnick, Jewell, and the rest of the pack. Greg McConey still in P5.
Rusty Rafferty saying, "Come on, George." Be sure that you stick around after the end of the race. We will be having interviews with your top 3 drivers here tonight. Is anyone going to have anything to run down Ryan Moore? The lead is now down to less than a second.
He's coming, but I mean, I don't know if there's going to be enough time on this final lap here. Try to get you to a camera on the back fence here to see just how close these guys are. He's not going to have enough for him. Ryan Moyer brings it around. It's going to be your winner for week 2 here at Las Vegas.
What a run by him. Got a great restart off of that last caution. Built a huge lead and did an excellent job. Christopher McCullough bringing it home in second. Jacob Hutnick bringing it home third. Greg McConey in fourth. George Jewell fifth. Cody Bullock sixth. Simon Grills seventh. Tyler Justice eighth. Justin Combs in ninth. And Aiden Wilson in 10th place. Frank Marchese coming home in 11th. Jake Euler 12th. James Muriel 13th. Brandon Trush 14. Kraig Bontrager 15. Kenneth McCullough Jr. 16. James Fox II 17. Jay Vaught 18. Jamie Horn 19. And Garrett Fox in 20th. Shasta Jewell in the chat saying, nice finish, 36. Pulling for George Jewell, bringing it home 5th. Rusty Rafferty, P5 is something to be proud of. I know I'm happy for him. Good finish, RER. Got the RER fans out here cheering for their guy. Ryan Moyer burning it down.
What a race, though. Lot to unpack.
A lot to unpack for sure. Well, what a fun race.
I mean,
these Sunbelt guys have not let us down at all with the fun racing.
Yes, it makes the content for us. Just makes it really easy is when they're making the content like this. It's not really that hard to talk about. A lot of different strategies in play tonight. I know a lot of guys caught some unfortunate luck and caught some strays. I really believe some of this stuff will kind of straighten itself out as the season goes on and these guys get used to racing each other and knowing how hard they can push on these setups. I know these are technically fixed setups, but these are set by the league admins. So the admins will make the setups for the drivers and put it out to them, and those drivers will run the same setup. So it's not your typical iRacing setup. So these guys are not out here practicing all week or for 2 weeks, 3 weeks in advance for this race. It's just whenever they get it and they go and run it as best they can. I've been a part of a few leagues like that, and it kind of adds to the thrill of it a little bit because you practice all week in one setup and then you jump into the admin setup and it makes a little bit of a difference. A little bit faster, usually handles a little looser, Personally, I love a good loose setup, but it could definitely make some changes, and I think we saw a lot of that tonight. A lot of cars looked like they were kind of snapping loose coming off the corners, getting harder to hold on that top side as the run went on. Some cars kind of washing in and plowing into the corners, so definitely a lot to unpack. And as I see in the comments, some unfortunate luck for sure. Yeah, there was a lot of guys caught some bad strays tonight.
Euler Sim Racing, that is Jake Euler, who is out there on the track, who I believe also does have a YouTube channel. So if you want to go and check him out, be sure you do. If you want to see an in-person spectate of these drives out here tonight, got Mimi or Minnie in the chat saying, how was Frankie 11th when temp was a lap down? Frank finished the race 2 laps down. So he would have been the first car 2 laps down. Aiden Wilson, who finished 10th, was a lap down.
But I do have some drivers sitting here in the waiting room. I don't want to keep them waiting too long. Let's go ahead and pull up our third place finisher in Jacob Hutnick. Jacob, you got a copy of this in the booth?
Yes, sir.
Hey man, how you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good. You had a strong car to start this race, and it was pretty fast, very dominant for the first few laps. Did you think that you were pushing the car a little bit, or are you trying to let it come to you? What was your thoughts for the first few laps there?
Early on, I was taking it pretty easy, and luckily, cautions kind of kept coming out every time my tires got a little hot, which allowed me to cool them back off. But yeah, that first stage was pretty easy with the way the cautions fell.
Yeah, you were pretty fast here. Did you have a particular strategy where you like the high side better or the low side?
Uh, Kind of go where people aren't when you're back in the pack, get some clean air, try to get a run, and just don't lose your momentum.
Right, for sure. Did you think the clean air actually had like a big impact tonight? I know there's been some updates with the physics of iRacing. Have you noticed a change for this race tonight?
Um, I mean, it was definitely tight and dirty air because it was kind of tight to begin with, so you definitely didn't want to get stuck right behind somebody.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to figure out where we are heading next week to Martinsville. Martinsville is going to be a little bit different of a track, a whole lot different of a track. Going to be a lot of close racing. How do you think you're going to fare there?
Well, I tend to struggle at that track. I'm not super great on flat tracks like that, but hopefully I can muster something up to keep the momentum going.
For sure. Before we let you go, is there any sponsors or anybody you want to shout out?
Just the sponsor on the car, Rain Energy, keeping me up for these late races.
All right. Well, good luck to you next week, and we will see you at Martinsville.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
You too.
Have a good night.
That was Jacob Hutnick, your third place finisher tonight. Talking about the car, how it kind of handled differently in clean air and dirty air. Kind of something that we expect to see here at Las Vegas. I know iRacing has had some updates lately to the physics, especially regarding the next gen cars. I have not drove the next gen car since the update, so I'm not really sure how much that's going to play, but good to get their take on it. But coming up next, we do have Chris McCullough, your second place finisher. Chris, you got us in the booth here?
I gotcha.
Is it Chris or Christopher? I want to make sure I get it right.
Legal name's Christopher, but usually people just call me Chris. But
Chris.
either way is good.
All right, I just want to make sure I get it all right here. Yeah, man, good run last week. I know had some issues pop up there in the late stages last week of Daytona. Had a good run here this week. Between you and Kenneth, do you guys just practice together all the time? Like, what's the teammate dynamic like coming into a track like this?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, we probably should do more practice than we do. We usually just jump in the session when the session opens and practice. We are a little rusty, being on mile and a halfs and stuff in these next gen cars. But we just try to do a long run, try to see where the car goes, and try to see where the grip goes. It was a fun track tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I see any rust at all in you guys, both last week and this week. Both good runs. I think Kenneth got caught up in some accidents tonight. I don't think that was entirely his fault. Had some bad luck come his way, as a lot of guys here did here tonight. talk to me about tire strategy and what's your thoughts going into for the tire strategy? Were you thinking that they're wearing faster than normal or less?
Well, for me, I don't. I think it's different for the individual drivers because I wasn't very good on the short run. I needed to really have a long run for my tires to come in. So staying out on older tires really was beneficial to me. If I pit on a short run for tires, then I wouldn't be able to get the goodie out of it where I needed it. That's why I pit earlier.
Yeah, we were watching you and George Jewell, Greg McConey, Jacob Hutnick, Ryan Moyer all at the end there. Really good racing, really clean, respectful racing, which was really nice to see up there at the front for a podium position. You were catching Ryan Moyer pretty quick there at the very end. Were you trying to time it up to make your run, or do you think he was falling back to you?
He was falling back to me. I had fresher tires than he did, and he was giving it everything he had, and I was sideways out of four every corner. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to Martinsville next week. What's your thoughts on Martinsville?
I'm a short track guy. I've been quick on mile and a half, but short tracks and super speedways is usually where I'm at. But we'll just have to see. I haven't ran many races in these next gen cars outside of super speedways. So with a little bit of practice, and I think it's going to take a good bit of luck next week. But we'll see what we got.
I love to hear it. So I guess we'll see you next week. Before I let you go, any sponsors or anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, I got to thank my team, McCullough Motorsports. This Chevy Camaro was fast tonight. I also got to thank all these drivers I raced around all night. It was great racing. It was hard, three wide racing. You really couldn't ask for much better racing. I had a blast. So I just want to thank all of them. I want to thank the admins, Cody, for managing the league. It's a thankless job. And I got to thank you guys. I enjoyed watching the broadcast last week and looking forward to watching it this week.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week at Martinsville. That was Chris McCullough, your second place finisher. For everybody in the comments and sticking around, stick around. We do have one of those RER guys, Kraig Bontrager, ran some bad luck coming up tonight as well to interview. But first, I want to get to our race winner, Ryan Moyer. Ryan, you got us in the booth?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Good, good.
Well, congrats on the win. You were kind of pulling away there at the end. I think the only person that had anything for you was Christopher McCullough. Did you find yourself driving out your rearview mirror at the end?
Yeah, once I still had a set of tires left, and once those guys peeled off, I thought I was done for. But the cold tires kind of helped me because they were struggling to get through the traffic there. My teammate Jake kind of held him off a little bit, but I was I was sideways the last couple laps. He was coming pretty quick. 10 more laps, he probably would have got me.
So Jake Euler is your teammate?
No, Jake Hutnick, sorry.
Oh, that makes it easier because Euler and Moyer are two names that we've been trying to say all night behind each other. It has been a difficult time for us. But yeah, I know you said you had one set of tires left. If a caution came out, if we're talking strategy here, let's say there is 8 to go and a caution came out. As you being the leader, would you have gone in and taken rights or anything?
I just don't know. With the way the heat cycle works in this car, once they cool down a little bit under yellow, I can fire off, just about as quick as they can. It's after a couple laps, it starts to get really, really bad there. That's why, once he got held up in traffic, I kind of was able to set sail, but he was running me down. But I don't think under 10 to go you can risk coming in the pit.
Yeah, I don't ever get to lead very much, so I don't have to make that decision. But the very few times that I do, I hate being in that spot and having to choose and seeing what people are going to do behind you because I always make the wrong choice. But yeah, we're heading to
Yeah.
Martinsville next week. How are you going to do at a short track?
Not very good, but I'm gonna say that and probably go out and do all right. But no, it's a tough. This car in short tracks is tough because you lock up a lot. You got to downshift every corner. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we were talking about your I rating earlier, sitting at a 5,500, so I don't think you're going to have too much trouble there. It's a pretty good I rating to be boasting out here, so we had to make sure we shout it out. Definitely way up there. So, any sponsors or partners that you want to shout out before we let you go?
Not really. Just Aiden, Jake, Midpack Motorsports, got a pretty good team going. So hopefully we can keep it rolling the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Well, congratulations on the win tonight. Second winner here in the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series, and we're looking forward to seeing you at Martinsville.
All right, thank you. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
Have a good night.
That's Ryan Moyer, your first place finisher tonight, second winner in the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series. Justin Combs picking it up last week at Daytona on the last lap. Tonight, Ryan Moyer kind of running away with it there at the end, falling back just a little bit. We heard him talk about some tire wear. Always a weird strategy, like for me. Like I said, the very few times I'm out in front, and I know you've been on the spotter side for me on these times, but it's a tough call to make, man. Like 9 laps to go. Should I pit? Should I take right? Should I not? I think the last time we made that decision together, it ended up costing us like 10 spots, and we did not do well. So I'm glad they have to make those decisions and not me tonight, because I would have 100% made the wrong call if that were to come up. But I got one other interview coming up to the booth. I have Kraig Bontrager, who's going to be, I guess, our honorary unlucky dog of the past 2 races. Kraig, you got us in the booth?
Yeah.
Man, you've had the most unfortunate luck over the past 2 races. Can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on? Have you dug up some burial site or something?
Yeah. Well, it might be that I changed my car number. I'm not sure, but yeah, definitely running into all kinds of situations. I mean, sometimes you got to take ownership for putting yourself in situations, right? But yeah, it's been a rough couple of starts with these guys. Really impressed with the league so far and the amount of talent there is, but you know, I want to start loving it, but I need to stay out of trouble here for a little while.
Yeah, it seems like you, especially tonight, I can't really remember back to Daytona, but tonight it seems like you would get caught up in a wreck somehow that's not your fault, drive all the way back up to the front, and then somehow another wreck happens and you happen to catch a stray from it. How do you keep your head up going into week 3 with something like that happening?
Every week. Well, next week's Martinsville, so we're
Oh,
gonna,
yeah.
uh, we're just gonna use faith for that one. But you know, this one wasn't so bad. It kind of put me in a new situation. Actually, I saw that we were chewing up left side tires, so there was a caution before the end of stage 2 there that I took left side tires, and at the end of the stage I took right side tires. It was kind of interesting, and it made the car drive a little different, and I was able to hold a little bit of ground for a while, and then some mistakes shuffle me back. So that was fun to like just try. How often do you actually put left side tires on one of these cars, right? And then I was trying to gain some track position, and then finally some cautions laid out in the final stage there to put us on this regular tire cycle with everybody else, and so I mean every opportunity to learn, but yeah, we're ready to clean it up.
Yeah, for sure. I know a bunch of your teammates had some bad luck tonight as well. George Jewell was actually able to pull out a 5th place finish tonight, who had a good run. Tyler Justice got kind of caught up in some things earlier on. And I'm trying to find the other teammate. I believe it's a 34 car. I am blanking.
Dylan didn't make it tonight. He had
That's
to
what-
work, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a lot of fans up here in the comments. Can you tell us a little bit about the race team and what you guys are about, what you guys do?
Oh, for sure. Well, we were a team that formed, with this opportunity with Rogue Energy. We were looking for a new league. We checked the rule book here, and there was no rules against performance-enhancing supplements. So we used Rogue Energy to stay focused, stay sharp during the race, and feel free to check it out. There's good flavors. They actually have a sample pack on their website. Use promo code RER and try it out. It's good stuff. Nootropics, vitamins, nutrition. So that's a ton of fun. But we've raced together in the past with Goat Locker Racing, and did put this deal together. Rest Rafferty. It was pretty neat. I think we got some awesome fans. Right, it's really cool that we got drivers that we're bringing people watching, a lot of family. It's cool to put on a show for them. We got some super sharp looking cars, so it's just a lot of fun, right? We're a bunch of buddies trying to get faster every week, and coming out here and working together. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you at Martinsville. Before I let you go, I'll give you a chance to give any other sponsors or some fans. I know you have a bunch in the comments here. Any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, definitely got to thank my family for sure because they give me the time. I do bedtimes on the not race nights, so really grateful that they let me have this hobby. And then my spotter Nate Fox, I think you guys got to hear from him last week, right? We figured out how that glitch works, and really happy to have him. It's he's kind of new to stock car racing and definitely new to spotting. He's learned so much so fast, and it's just kind of cool to have like a different experience in iRacing with a live spotter. It feels more like a team, and it is because he helps me succeed. So got to thank those guys for sure.
Absolutely. Hunter runs as my sponsor on the nights that I get to race, so definitely know what you mean. It's really nice to have a good spotter out there, a real spotter, not the AI that the iRacing gives you. So I understand that completely.
For sure.
But we are heading to Martinsville next week, and we're looking forward to seeing you there. Hopefully the luck turns around for you. I'm sure you'll have a good finish there.
I appreciate it. Hey, love the broadcast, guys. You do a great job.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, see ya.
That's going to be Kraig Bontrager finishing 15th tonight. Again, super unlucky. It seems like everything bad that could happen did happen, and it happened in his vicinity. I ended up catching him. But Hunter, give us your thoughts on the race before we hit some sponsors here.
Yeah, it was just a super fun race, man. It was. You talked about it earlier. A broadcaster's job is made easier by a really fun race, and these guys have put on a show every single time they've come out. So it's super exciting for me to be able to know that we have a whole season coming up and so many different guys that have looked so fast, man. I mean, you got Kraig Bontrager, who we just talked to, who has been fast all year long and just really run into some bad luck. You got the McCulloughs, who have been so fast, and it seems like one of them finishes top 5 and one of them runs into some trouble. Cody Bullock, league admin, been really fast. And you got 2 different winners through 2 races. So going to Martinsville next week is going to be super exciting. Hopefully it's not too chaotic. Hopefully it's just the right amount of chaotic so that it's a good show. But we'll end up seeing what happens. Got Nathan Fox in the comments here before we check out saying, great job, commentators.
Thank you.
And code RER. I love a good energy drink myself, so I might be using that code to go grab me a little something. But I'm just super impressed, like we talked about earlier. Cody and the rest of the guys have done a great job putting this league together. Everyone's been super professional. Couldn't be any nicer. And they put on a great show. So I'm excited to see where this thing goes.
Yeah, I am too. Before we kind of head out of here, I'm going to try to pull up these race results for you. I realize I did not do it earlier. But finishing it off here tonight, we have, if I can get back to the first place winner here. Here we go. Ryan Moyer with Mid-Pack Motorsports, we heard from him earlier, had the strategy tonight, brought it home first place for his first win, the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series. And then Christopher McCullough coming in second place, was chasing him down at the end, just needed a few more laps to get it done. Also, just a great car all around. His teammate Kenneth McCullough is going to be finishing 16th place tonight. Jacob Hutnick finishing out third. Sorry, as your pole leader. Greg McConey, 4th place. George Jewell, part of that RER, and I believe you can see in our comments here, code RER. You can use it, check out at Rogue Energy. Cody Bullock showed a lot of speed there at that one point. I mean, drove through the pack to take stage 2. He's going to be bringing it home in 6th place. Simon Grills, 7th. Tyler Justice in the 33 car in 8th. Justin Combs in 9th. Aiden Wilson in 10th. Frank Marchese in 11th. Jake Euler 12th. James Muriel in 13th. Brandon Trush 14th. Kraig Bontrager 15th. Kenneth McCullough Jr. 16th. James Fox in 17th. And Jay Vault in 18th. Coming back here to the end of the pack, Jamie Horn 19th, who had the internet issues. Power went out and he had to leave the race a little early. Garrett Fox ran into some trouble tonight, had his hood in a vertical position, 90-degree angle for a little bit, riding around the track. He's going to be finishing 20th, and Kraig in 21st. And that's going to wind up Las Vegas for us. Tell us about our sponsors before we head out of here.
Again, huge shout out. This is the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series. If you have any sort of project, construction on your house, commercial, industrial, whatever it may be sure you check out Sunbelt Rentals. We're able to put this league on because of them. I've been in the construction industry for about the past 4 years myself, and I've never had anything from Sunbelt Rentals but absolute professionalism, expertise, and just overall good people. So if you need any sort of equipment for your next construction project, be sure you check out Sunbelt Rentals. They make this league possible. They put us up in the booth. They get these drivers a payout. So huge shout out to Sunbelt Rentals. Thank you very much for helping us put this league on. And then again, for the final time, myself and John make up Knapp Daddy Racing. Knapp Daddy Racing, you can check us out on our website at knappdaddyracing.com. If you have any sort of custom design, template, logo you want to put on your iRacing car, be sure to check us out at knappdaddyracing.com. We can get it done for you. We also have a huge amount of templates and other things you can pick up, even some of them for free over there on the website. We are also live on TikTok pretty consistently. Be sure to check us out over there. All the socials are going to be Knapp Daddy Racing. Be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are looking forward to bringing you the rest of the Sunbelt Rentals Cup Series throughout the rest of the year. But we are also on Instagram and Facebook as well as TikTok, I believe. So be sure to check us out there. And then again, if you have any sort of iRacing needs, be sure to go check us out on the website. If you really want to support the boys, you can pick up a t-shirt or a hat. They're pretty great.
Yeah. That was a good ad read there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
Get better every week, man. But yep, we're heading to Martinsville next week. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. Martinsville short track. I think it's half a mile, a little bit less than half a mile, 0.49-ish. A lot different from Daytona, a lot different from Vegas. It's going to be very tight, very competitive all the way through. Might not see them get as spaced out as we have in the past. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be starting at, I believe we're going to switch it to 8:15 next week. It is going to be the stream start time, since the qualifying is going to be starting at 8:20 or 8:25. We will get that schedule right for you, but it will be posted already on our YouTube channel. You can also check out our featured drivers that we post every week. Try to get these drivers shown in their nice paint schemes, and we put them up on our thumbnails that you can see every week and share with all your friends and family. Get them out here, show us support. We had a really good turnout this week. Hopefully keep it growing, but I'm excited to move on to next week at Martinsville.
100%. Looking forward to seeing it.
Yep, for the final time tonight here, I have been John Smith.
I've been Hunter Foley.
See you guys next week.
Take care, everyone.